everybody, and welcome back to Card Making 101 with me, Tatiana, Independent Stampin Up demonstrator in Port Macquarie. Hello and welcome. I'm really excited. I'm enjoying this card making series. For those who are watching for the first time, I have been doing a series of basic card making skills showing you how easy it is to use stamp, ink and paper to create beautiful handmade greeting cards to send to your friends and family. When you do jump on, please say hi. I enjoy a bit of a chat and company. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Good evening, Kathy. Thank you for joining me. I got into card making as another hobby. I've been a crafter for a while, actually all my life, and I discovered card making and I found it is a wonderful hobby because it's not just for me. What I create, I send to people and it brings them joy. It brightens their day. It changes that tiny bit. Just changing someone's life, just for a moment, is so special. With the world today, it's crazy, it's hectic, it's insane. There's so much going on, and just to stop and get a card in the mail, which isn't a bill or junk mail essentially, is wonderful. So today is lesson 4. And I record these live, and you know if you're watching live because you can see the little live there. If there isn't a little red live there, that means you're watching my recording, but do say hi as well. Oh, thank you, Kathy, for sharing. Say hi anyway, and if you're watching on YouTube, I upload these to YouTube, so please leave your comments. I do read them and respond. Please subscribe, follow my page if you're on Facebook, or subscribe so that you can continue getting these lessons. It's a 10-week course, it's free, no charge, no need to buy, and we shall get into it. Good evening, Joan, good to see you. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Leanne. Excellent, we've got people coming in. I am going to flip the camera and take you to my craft desk. Okay, fantastic. Here is the craft desk, and here are the supplies that we have been using. Hi, Patricia. Thank you for joining me all the way from Switzerland. Hello. Excellent. Okay, so the products we're using is from this mini brochure we have. As I've already said, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I sell all the supplies that I am sharing with you, and I have been focusing on this fantastic set. It's a stamp set called Celebrate with Cake, and this is a concept that we've been working on. Good evening, Carol. Thank you for joining me. We've been using these supplies. The only thing is I've swapped the colors out because I wanted to use more colors that were me, though I do love those too. And we've been building on. So we've started with the stuff that's in the catalog, and then we're building on, and I've been showing you how to create more stunning cards. If you would like a copy and you're in Australia and you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, please let me know. I'd love to send you one. Now, quickly to recap, we started with ink stamps and paper alone. These are note cards with little envelopes, and we stamped them with coordinating envelopes and created some fantastic cards. That was lesson 1. Just bringing in the light a bit more. Lesson 2, we added a layer of paper. So I took the same note cards and envelopes, and as you can see, I've added a layer. So I've stamped on a separate piece of cardstock and then glued it to the front, and it just adds more dimension to the card and really brings out the card a bit better. So those was the cards, and then in this one I had 2 layers. That was lesson 2. Lesson 3, we introduced the punch. It was a circle punch, and we played around with different options on how to incorporate that circle punch into our cards. So today I'm bringing in the same products. So it's the same stamp set, the same 2 colors, which are Blushing Bride, Bermuda Bay. I've got my block, my stamping dimensionals, my multi-purpose liquid glue, and I've got my punch, and I've got my note cards, envelopes and card fronts. But today I wanted to add some sparkle to our cards. So easiest way to add some sparkle is to use some sparkly items. These are the Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I like these plain coloured ones because I feel like they coordinate with anything you do, really. They're in 3 sizes, small ones, medium ones, and you can see the missing circles down here are from the large ones. Clearly they were my favourites. So let's get stamping. I will move things to the side and I was thinking maybe to use the little birdies today. We haven't used them much. So I'll grab my little bird stamp, take that off, and pull off the little bird. And I'm placing it on my block, which I cleaned. If you saw my page on Friday, I gave you a wonderful tip on how to clean your stamps. It's still up there. Okay, I've opened up my inks. I'm grabbing one envelope, one card base. So it's pre-scored, but I'm folding it and then I'm using my block to just crisp up that line, that fold. And I'm going to grab the card base, which has been cut 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card front to give that border. And we're going to do what we did last week and cut the circle not quite fully. I'm going to go down here today. And we're going to use both parts as well. I thought it'd be fun to have the little bird going all the way around. And what colour do I want? We will start with the Bermuda Bay. I'm gonna stamp the birdie. There we go, very cute. Now because, can you see that? Because I stamped off, if I put the white behind you can see, because I stamped and the edge of the bird was coming off the edge, you can see the tail is darker than the rest of the stamp. So I'm going to re-ink and stamp onto my paper here because I want to get a lighter coloured birdie, as so. And then one more. Oh, didn't quite stamp that well. Let's see if I can line it up. There, perfect. So I'm going to have the gradient of birdies. And this way, you are getting more uses out of your each re-inking. It takes your stamps and your inks further. It looks like I'm using 3 different colours, but in fact, it's all just the one colour. I really love it when I can stretch my supplies just that little bit further. Now this stamp is a photopolymer, meaning it is clear, which allows me to see what I'm doing as I'm stamping. And that's a fantastic feature of this stamp set. We can get one more in. And there we go. How cute is that? Little birds hopping around. Hop, 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 hop. Oh, I like that. It creates a nice shape, doesn't it? Who would have known? Now I'm going to grab my chamois. This is a stamp cleaning chamois. It simply uses water. And I keep it in a case to keep it a bit moist. And there we go. My stamp is clean. I'm going to peel the birdie off. And let's see. I'm going to have that back in there about... it's your day? I think so. We will. Hi Gail, thanks for joining me. I'm going to add to these birds, 1 or 2. Actually, we're going to add to one of the birds a Blushing Bride party hat. This one over here. birdie is wearing a party hat, and we're going to clean that off and grab a little sentiment that says it's your day. Now, that can be any kind of day really, but I'm kind of thinking it's your day, it's your birthday. I'll thank you, Kathy, for joining. I'm going to really ink that up. And last week I talked about the beauty, the positioning of your sentiment on the circle, and how centering it doesn't just look as good as taking it off center. Now we're going to glue this one down. So going around the edges, and we can do a squiggle in there. Placing that into the middle of our card base. Now we're going to use the same foam stamping dimensionals. Now, if you notice, I'm pressing my fingernail into the back of the dimensionals to lift up the paper. That just makes it easier to peel off. And we're going to line this piece in. There we go. Can you see that? Now if I tip that to the side, you can see it's been raised. Hi Vicky, thanks for joining me. Now for the sparkle, I promised, we are going to take our rhinestones and add them to the card. We're going to go very simple with this first one. Now you can use your fingers to pull these off, which works now. It works, and it certainly can be done, but I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. Now this is certainly not a necessary tool for when you're starting off card making, but I do like to use it. It helps me pick up the rhinestone, and what we're going to do is, normally it picks it up right on the tip there. I'm going to cover that little pom-pom of the bird party hat and add that rhinestone. So it's just a very simple stepping up, as we call it, but it just gives it that little extra sparkle. Now, no card is complete in my world without decorating the envelope and the inside. And for that, I'm going to take the same little bird, bring back. Hi Vicky, thank you for joining me. And I'm going to, the inside of the card, try to spun 2, 3. I'm trying to space it out so that I can get all 3 birds in. There we go. We've got 3 little birds on the inside, and now we're going to add 3 little birds to the front of the card. Oh, the envelope, should I say. So 1, thank you Vicky, 2 and 3. Super simple, but there's our first card. Ta-da! Okay, I am now going to do a card that's similar to last week, but changing it up a bit. I'm going to grab this beautiful balloon stamp. We're going to do something similar to what we did. So I've grabbed a card front. I'm going to grab my punch, and I've pushed the card front right as far as it goes, and I'm centering it again. So I've punched out the circle. Ta-da! Grabbing my envelope and card front, and we're going to stamp our balloons in the background again. I'm going to do the Blushing Bride Thank you, Joan, and thank you whoever sent that lovely thumbs up. Much appreciated. I'm gonna fill. Hello, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining me. We are filling this little area with balloons. May need just a few more just over here. Thank you for sharing, Leanne. Sharing is certainly caring. Yay! Now while I have the balloon out, I'm going to stamp. I think I'll stick to the front. The choices of stamping on an envelope are front and back. Front, you are limited. With Australia Post, you can't really stamp anything too much down here or in the address area. So this is kind of your area on the front. So I'm going to do 2 balloons on the front. Just to kind of give it a hint of what's happening. And super duper organized 2 on the inside as well. And there we go. Clean off my balloon stamp. Rubber dub dub. And now I can fold this. I didn't fold it earlier because it was easier to stamp on it when it wasn't folded. There we go. And what did we do last week? This time we're going to say lots of birthday wishes. Very cute card. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gail, please do ask questions. If you have any questions, if you're new to this world of card making or stamping, I am more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. And we're going to put that little lovely banner right underneath, but I want it to be lighter, so I'm going to stamp once there and stamp down here. Excellent. Now I'm going to glue this down, and then we can add some extra sparkle. Now the sparkles are just a simple extra thing, not necessary, but I find that they really add fun to the card. There. It's like a little window of balloons. And now some rhinestones. Rhinestones and any embellishments work best in lots of 3. So I'm just trying to think which way, where I want to put one down here. And I'm going to take 2 of the smaller ones. One, 2, and 3. Very subtle, it just gives that little extra sparkle to the card. Now, in a short time, we've quickly already created two cards. I definitely want to create one more with you tonight. And I can't help myself but to return to one of my favorites in this set, and that's the flower combination. Really love the flowers. Can't step away from them, really. Now, we will use this little circle piece that we cut out for the previous card. You love that one too, Vicky? Thank you. Rubber dub dub. All clean. I I like to put my stamps away straight away so that I know it's all done and dusted. And I'm going to bring in a second block just to make this a little bit quicker and easier. Now, last week we stamped so that the flowers could be all in on the leaves. So we had them, but I want them a little bit lower today. And because I want them lower and I want to have control over where, normally I've been stamping the stems first, but tonight I'm going to stamp the tulip pit first, as so. And now ink, now to ink up. I haven't said this today, but it's just tap, 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 tap. And I can line that up exactly where I need it to be. Perfect. Now, while that is out, we will grab our card front, tap, 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 and stamp the inside of the card as well. Tap, 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 tap. And the envelope. That's not the envelope, there's the envelope. And we'll do this one on the back just to mix it up a bit. Tap, tap, tap. Right on the bottom. Tap, tap, tap. And so. And what I might mix up, so I've stamped this one, I'm not re-inking it, and I'm going to slightly offset it. So I can see where I'm placing it, and I'm placing it slightly down and to the right from the original stamp. Just creates a ever so slight shadow effect, and I might do that with the leaves as well. So I've lined it up, moved it down, and bingo. Just for fun, just for kicks, just for something different. And I'm gonna wipe clean our stamps, put them to the side. Now I'm actually going to, if you watched last week, I got a bit of ink onto places that I didn't want to get it. By closing up your ink pads, I'm reducing that risk. Though I did want, I'm seeing love. Hey Holly, thanks for joining me. Hope your little man is feeling better. Oop. Grab the block just to flatten that out. Yeah, I like it there. So we're going to grab our dimensionals again. And circle this big. I like to add at least 4. If I felt like it, I would add 1 in the middle. He ate a giant piece of lasagna. Well, he doesn't sound too bad if he ate a giant piece of lasagna. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Not too bad then. Okay, so we've added that and our sparkle bits, of course. Now I'm going to use all just small ones, and I'm going to have it, them coming off the flowers, almost like, I don't know, I don't know how to suggest what these might be. We're adding sparkle to the flowers essentially. And I'm going to keep the odd number rule and put 2 on this one. Not lining them up evenly, but there we go. Actually, what I might do, I'm going to go from 5 to 7. Because I feel like every flower should have 2, and our last middle flower can have an extra one. Ooh. They don't want to be there. And it does need a sentiment. It really does need that sentiment to finish it off. Let's see. I think Sending You would be a lovely one to add to this. So peeling those off, adding that, grabbing my ink pad again, and tap, 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 Sending You. And it's like, I'm sending you flowers, lots and lots of flowers. That's how I think of it anyway. Clean the stamp. And so yes, simple rhinestone jewels, just to add that extra decoration to your card. Here's the envelope. Here it is. So this is the collection of cards that we have from tonight. I'll just move that out of the way. So in that short period of time, we have managed to make 1, 2, 3 cute, fun cards that are just that little bit extra from what we've learnt in our previous weeks. Now this is completely optional. You only need the basics. Lesson 1, which was just ink, paper and stamps. Ink, paper and stamps, yes, I got that right. But as you can see, by adding a little bit of a punch and some of those sparkle bits, it really just brightens up the card and gives you something else. Just takes it to that next level. Cool. Now, as I've mentioned before, if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to send you a brochure. So please ask for a catalogue, which is absolutely free. Hello Mia, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back. You've caught the end, but these are the cards we've created. Now if you need a catalogue, please ask for one because it is free. I'm more than happy to send it to you, which is right here. To buy what you've seen today, you just simply go to bit.ly/card making 101. Thank you, Vicky. You love the bird with the party hat. That was the first one I did tonight, Holly. So this link will take you directly to the page that sells the products that I've been showcasing to you. That is directly my store. If you buy this week, I'll send you free sheet of, so a whole packet of rhinestones. I'm terrible at spelling. Rhinestones. Free rhinestones from me. And to get that, you need to use host code ACNFZNNE. So that's the link to buy. You'll get a packet of free rhinestones if you buy this suggested kit or collection. You can change out the colors. So what you would get for this is the stamp set, which we've been using. This one, Celebrate with Cake, a clear block in size D, 2 ink pads, whether it's the Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, or the 2 colors I've been using, which were Blushing Bride and Bermuda Bay, or pick another 2 colors. There are 50 to choose from. And you'll get a packet of Whisper White note cards and envelopes, which are these, what I've been using, and you get 20 in a pack. So you'll instantly be able to make 20 cards. And you'll be able to decorate your cards with little rhinestones as well. Hello again. You got out. I'm not sure, Mia. But hello again, Mia. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got the special until Sunday night. Which is, today's the 12th, 18th of August. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, please put them in, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Please like my page if you haven't already, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate the support, even by just giving me a thumbs up. That is a massive amount of support. Thank you, everybody, and good night. Bye for now.